Ooh, guys, I am very, very tired today. But a great pick-me-up every single time is always Zom 100. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because we had a very interesting episode of Zom, to say the least, where I think I would actually say that this was a filler episode. It really felt like it because at the beginning and end of our episode, we're really not in that different of a place. Honestly. Besides one thing, of course. And that one thing is our focus of today's episode. Our two things that we learned in this episode. We learned that widescreen TVs are pretty badass. And that we all need to wine and dine a flight attendant at least once in our life. But to be more serious, it's really about dreams today. We learn about dreams and just how important of a role they play in our lives. So, without further ado, let's dive into that and talk about Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, episode 4 today, as we try to figure out what Akira's dream is. Gotta say, guys, it's a nice little touch that our episode begins with Akira just playing a zombie game. Like, bro, if you want to play something like that, literally go outside. As we see that him and Kensho are doing stay-at-home camping right now. And it's here we see Kensho actually ends up finding his list that he's created. His 100 things he wants to do before becoming a zombie. As he reads, "Wine and dine a flight attendant, huh? Interesting pick you got there, Akira." As he tells him, "Hey, I'm gonna do everything I ever wanted, man. No restrictions." As Kensho says, "Hey, I should add my stuff to this list too. You ain't got nearly 100 on here." As obviously Akira's like, "Nah, man, what the hell? This is my list. Get your own pad of paper, bro." As he adds, "Become a stand-up comic" to Akira's list. And it's here Kensho tells him, "Look, man, if you hadn't saved me, I'd be dead in some love hotel right now. So from now on, consider me along for your ride too." It's good to have friends at the end of the world, guys. And it's here with that established, Akira wants to go cross off another thing on his list today, which is getting a super big widescreen TV and marathoning games on it, baby. So we head to Ikebukuro. And it's here as they're driving there. Kensho is kind of freaking out about all the things he's gonna need to become a comic. Kinda don't need them when the world's gone to shit, by the way, but whatever. But it's here, as they're going, Akira asks him, "Why do you want to be a comic anyway, Kensho?" And after thinking for a sec, Kensho tells him that, since I was a kid, I loved watching comedy variety shows more than anything else. I guess I've just always wanted to be one someday. It's always been my dream. And after hearing that, Akira can't help but think to himself that, come to think of it, what was my dream? Was getting hired by that company really my dream? But we have no time to ponder that thought as we see they quite literally hit a roadblock in the road. Dead end, if you will. Ha ha ha. And to make matters even worse, we see that an oil tanker is speeding towards them with a zombie behind the wheel. And it's here with only a split second to think. We see that Akira thinks back on his time, meeting this one girl, who I believe is named Shizuka. The show hasn't told us that, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that she's called Shizuka. And the deep impression that she left on him. And it's here our boy comes up with a pretty wild plan. He faces the tanker, puts his goggles down, because of course, gotta be safe. Speeds towards it, and right before it hits them, he uses a car as a ramp and flies right over the tanker. Giant explosions behind us. The driver's head literally hits Kensho in the face, and it's a freaking badass scene, man. As they actually land underground to escape the explosion of the tanker as they're driving through the underground mall. But it's here they notice that there are tons of zombies ahead of them, and they're trapped. So they find this store that's here, that's just open enough for them to get under, and they slip in, barely escaping the zombies. But it's here as they make it into this store, we see they're not alone. as we see that 3 women are there with them and 1 other man off to the side. But despite this situation, it's not really that fun in games, because the girls are freaking out that this is the end. But Kensho calms them down by saying, hey, luckily the building we're in now is a department store basement, so we have an abundance of food and water, so we'll be fine for now. Let's try to stay positive for now. As they agree with him and say, you're right. Now guys, what is one surefire way to stay calm in a crisis situation? Naturally, it's to get absolutely shit-faced, obviously, and that's what we do here. As the girls head to the liquor section and immediately, we start drinking, baby, and eating, of course. And immediately in this situation, Akira and Kensho realize, wait, this feels like we're whining and dining right now, man. And it's here Kensho tries to immediately lighten the mood, because this shit is awkward, bro. As he says, hey, me and this guy here, we're college buddies. What about you all? You all co-workers? As they say, yeah, our last flight was returning from LAX. When we arrived in Japan, this was happening. And it's in this moment, piecing all the information together, these 2 realize, holy shit, they actually are flight attendants! The dream has come true, boys. They are in heaven right now. They truly cannot believe it, and neither can I. But it's here now that the situation's presented itself. We gotta do something with it, as Akira's like, shit, this is my chance to wine and dine flight attendants like I've always wanted, man. But everyone is pretty clearly not having fun. As Akira says, I gotta bring up any topic right now. I gotta break the ice. As this man literally goes over to one of the girls and says, hey, you got a boyfriend right now? She's just like, are you seriously asking me that right now? A total crash and burn for our boy. But as we transition to our boy Kensho, this man moves fucking quick, bro. He's basically he's in already, guys. As he just gives Akira a look like, I told you so, motherfucker. Because they made a bet earlier that day that, oh man, you're never gonna get a date, Akira. As he says, I will. I'll get one, and I'll get one today. And he's failing pretty bad. But our boy won't let it end like this. He won't let it end in failure. As he says, I'd rather be eaten by a zombie than let this opportunity pass me by. As he says, everyone, I'm Akira Tendo. I worked for 3 years in an exploitative company. I've got more spirit and guts than anyone. So now, I'm gonna snort this tequila in one go. Even Kensho's just like snorting tequila. Really, my guy. But it's here we see one of the girls absolutely loves it. And a real party starts happening. They start having a real good time. And of course, Kensho takes his fucking clothes off. Because that's what this man does. But as we transition to our next scene, we see that our boy Akira's paying for this. He's spilling his guts to this toilet right now. As he says, damn, I failed. But Kensho, as your friend, I hope you score with Maki, bro. What a friend, guys. But it's here when he's at his lowest point. We see one of the girls actually came and checked on him right here. As he starts thinking, oh my god, is this it? Do I still have a chance? Did I not blow it? But it's here as we transition to the other guy that was trapped in here and one of our flight attendants. We see that it's not going to be good times forever. As we see that he's been bit. And things are about to go very badly, very quickly. But as we see that Kensho's quite literally getting it in right now, we ain't got the time for that. We'll worry about that when the time comes. Because it's here as we transition back to Akira, and this girl's actually rubbing his back. He asks her flat out, like, why were you so concerned about me? As she tells him that you pretty clearly went overboard back there, and seeing that got me kind of worried. As his hopes are immediately crushed. No one would ever fall for the tequila snorter after all, guys. And just to rub salt in the wound, she tells him, oh, to answer your question from before, I do have a boyfriend, actually. As his dreams are very well and truly crushed right here. But despite all of that, he realizes that, you know, this girl was genuinely worried about me and was looking for me. She's honestly a very sweet person. But it's here as we transition to Kensho, investigating the scream he heard earlier when he was getting busy. We see that one of the flight attendants has turned into a zombie right here, as she actually attacks her drunk friend and rips her face off. As Kensho, funny enough, has to take her down with a thing of luggage. As he suddenly realizes, wait a minute, what happened to the other guy that was here? Pretty safe to say our fun and games are over, guys. Because as we transition back to Akira and this one girl, she tells him, Akira, you said that you worked at an exploitative company for 3 years, right? This will be my 3rd year as well, so I know how you feel. The job is physically demanding and mentally exhausting. But I continued to do it because I believed the passengers' lives depended on us. But the other day, one man got so angry that he called us a bunch of flying waitresses. As we see, she's very clearly distraught by this. As she says, those words made me question why I worked so hard in the first place. I guess it was my mistake for thinking it would be a glamorous job of my dreams. And it's here Akira starts telling her that, you know, in my case, it just felt like I had to go job hunting. I aspired to work at a production company because it seemed glamorous. But the industry was completely different from what I thought it was. The exploitation was just my excuse for quitting. But now that I think about it, the things I aspired to do were just things someone else wanted. It was just a borrowed dream. And it's here he asks this girl, whose dream was it to become a flight attendant? If it's yours and you want to keep doing it, who cares what some angry old guy thinks? And you can tell that these words really do mean a lot to her right here. But it's here, unfortunately, this is a pretty cruel world, as we see where the old guy was, as he ends up attacking this girl right here. As Akira quickly throws him off of her and punches him down the stairs, but we see that she's already been bit, and that it's too late for her. As she tells him, alright, hurry, you need to get going now, knowing that it's too late for her. But it's here after everything they literally just talked about, having a heart-to-heart. He's not just going to abandon her, as he even says so. But she tells him, earlier, when I was rubbing your back, I remembered. I remembered my first flight as a kid. I was so miserable from being airsick, but a flight attendant gently rubbed my back. That made me so happy that I wanted to become like her when I grew up. So, this was my dream, and I really do love my job. As Akira starts crying and tells her, you know, I hope I can find my dream job too one day, knowing that he'll never get to tell her about it. And it's here in this moment, as this guy lunges at them, she pushes Akira out the way and says, you know, today felt like a real party, and it was fun, wasn't it? As she sacrifices herself for him. And it's here as Akira's running away, tears in his eyes. He runs out of Kensho, who runs into Kensho and says, hey, that other flight attendant's after me, man. We gotta get out of here. But he adds, check this out, man. Look, a widescreen. I got one for you, bro. As Akira just can't help but start laughing at just the ridiculousness of that. And it's here because the zombies outside have left the department store. They're able to actually get away with the TV. And it's here as they're back on the roof, chilling with the TV. We just hear Kensho say, you know, I think I've been traumatized by flight attendants after that, man. But it's here we see that Akira got a completely different perspective from this situation. And as he thinks back on the word dream and what that really means to multiple different people, he has an idea. As he adds to his list, remember my childhood dream. And on that upbeat note, our episode ends. And man, guys, Zom is just like a really pick-me-up kind of show. I was so tired going into this video, but I got so much energy watching this because this show's so ridiculous, but it's so fun at the same time. I hope you guys really enjoy it too, because I have a blast going through it with you guys. It's really fun. Zom is honestly one of the standout shows of this season, for sure, unquestionably. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So until next time, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, and year. And until then, deuces, have a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, follow your dreams, guys, no matter what. Deuces.